Ms. Scott Boats. I'm a lawyer in Houston, Texas, and I welcome you back to boatslaw.com. This is an introductory video to divorce in Texas intended for my website, and nothing in this video is intended as legal advice. So don't take it as legal advice. However, in Texas, when you file for divorce, we recognize no-fault divorce. Many years ago, Ronald Reagan, when he was governor of California, signed into law the first no-fault divorce statutes, and that wisdom has swept much of the nation, not all of it. And what that means is you don't have to show a fault ground for getting out of the marriage. I think that's wise because statistics do kind of say that we change over the course of our lives, and what was good in terms of a partnership, a marital partnership, when we were in our 20s or 30s or 40s might not be so a decade or so later on. So we recognize no-fault divorce. We make it as painless as possible, in other words, to get out of that painful situation of being in a marriage that does not work. That's what no-fault means. Now, the synonym, really, in Texas, the synonym to no-fault is the word insupportable or insupportability. In other words, we plead insupportability. The divorce is granted on the grounds of insupportability. The phrase in the petition is that the marriage has become insupportable due to discord or conflict of personalities. In other words, people don't get along anymore, okay, the two parties. Discord or conflict of personalities between the parties, that does what? Well, come on, it destroys the legitimate ends of the marital relationship. People change. It's okay. It's okay to change. It's not a sin. Nobody's going to hell, okay? So just relax, or just going to move forward, going to divide things up. Everybody's going to be treated fairly, given due process of the law, equal protection under the law, okay? But the legitimate ends of the marital relationship have been destroyed. And one more thing, when we just throw this in there, because of that, it prevents any reasonable expectation of a reconciliation. I love that language. I love the sentiment of that language. Marriage is good, great thing. It's a little bit on the old-fashioned side. A little bit of an anachronism, right? And we'll see where marriage takes us, but I will note that most people, for example, who make babies together, they don't get married. That's the way it is now. And so, does it really, why? Why do we get married? I think love is an essential part of it, right? But that's not really why we're here. We're talking about getting out of it. And so I guess there's no more love, or not the same kind of love, all right? So you can plead no fault, and if everybody served, everybody participates, that is, both spouses participate and sign off on a decree, you can be divorced within 60 days in Texas. Hallelujah. The moralists have not extended it to 6 months or all this crazy stuff demanding some sort of therapy or I don't get right with the Lord so you can be miserable for the rest of your life in an unworkable marriage, whatever that is. We're too sensible at this point in the great state of Texas. Now, sometimes you do need to plead fault, don't you? Why would you plead fault? Because you need a disproportionate division of the marital estate. Think of marriage as a business partnership, okay? When the business goes awry, or it's time to divide up the business, you got to divide up the debt because you created responsibilities. Divide up that debt and divide up who gets what. Divide up the assets. So you would plead fault to get a disproportionate division of the marital estate. For example, adultery, cruelty, abuse, and there are other grounds. In addition to those grounds, you don't have to really plead any of those grounds to get the appearance that you've got more from the division of the marital estate than the other party did. For example, there are these notions of reimbursement, fraud on the community. And that just complicates, that's complicated information that a lawyer deals with and applies to your case. So you bring the facts to the lawyer and the lawyer applies the law. But that's divorce in a nutshell in Texas. Two more things I want to mention. We do recognize our own form of alimony, and we call that spousal maintenance. It's sufficiently complicated that it requires its own video. And just the last thing, no, we don't recognize legal separation. So if Mrs. Soprano wants to divorce Tony in Texas, she's not going to get a legal separation like she did in, I think, the 4th season. She got a legal separation from Tony. We don't do that in Texas. Even when you file a divorce, you get temporary orders. That's not legal separation. You're on the hook with your spouse until a divorce decree is signed. Even the standard orders, for example, Montgomery County here in Texas issues these standard orders that are effective upon filing and service. Let's just keep the peace. Keep things as stable as possible. But that is not a legal separation. And just know that, because a lot of people come to me and they say, well, we're ready for a legal separation, maybe not a divorce. And anyway, it's an entirely different conversation. I wish you the very best. I believe in happiness. I believe in pursuing the examined life. And sometimes every marriage doesn't support that. I wish you the very best. And I hope this video has helped you. Feel free to send me an email if you have any questions, and my email address is scott@boatslaw.com. Good luck to you.